All right. Let's kick the weekend off. Let's kick the weekend off as we go into Sunday. Rep your city, rep your city. We got Texas in the building. I'm representing Chicago. Shout out to everybody on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Stay positive out here. I'm going to talk a little bit about some politics. We got Indianapolis in the building. Salute to Quaylen. Yeah, we're going to talk about some politics. Politics, 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 politics. We still pushing reparations hard, but we don't really have the attention of the masses. So one thing you know about movements and pushing movements, you got to pick your spots. Or you just be hollering in the wind with no response. So tonight I want to do a little bit of evaluation to try to see what the public thinks. How are we doing in this second term of Donald Trump? What is it looking like? What is the American public feeling? What are foundational Americans thinking? I'm pretty sure immigrants, especially black immigrants, aren't happy. I remember a lot of Haitians trolling foundational black Americans over Trump. How did that work out? So, yeah, just putting a thermometer out there to see what's going on. How are things going to go from the middle of June to January 1st? Where are we headed? Where is America headed? I can't tell. We got Greensboro in the building, so that's why I'm going live to try to see what everybody else is thinking. Because I really can't tell. This Trump administration, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what he's doing. We got Virginia in the building with the beautiful garden of gifts. Ooh, hi, beautiful. We got ATL in the building. Pretty ladies, they always get mad because I uh, acknowledge the pretty ladies. But it's just something you do. You always acknowledge the queens. You men, you black men especially, you got to know how to let the queens know they're beautiful without sweating them. Don't do it because you want to sleep with them. Just let them know they're beautiful just on GP. Okay? There's nothing wrong with letting them know they're beautiful without you. Oh, the Knicks won. That's great. That's great. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. That's a beautiful thing. I remember the Knicks was really my first basketball team that I was really paying attention to until I began to understand to support your own city when they had Walt Frazier and all those, Willis Reed. So that's good. I know New York is jumping. Hopefully they keep it peaceful. Hopefully they'll keep it peaceful. I'll refrain from what I think about sports and let New York enjoy their victory. But that's good. That's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm happy for the citizens of New York. I'm happy for the fans of New York. It's really great for the NBA. You know, New York has the largest population in the country, so it's a really good thing. That's really great. Once again, congratulations to the New York Knicks. That's good. I've watched them a couple of times. I don't watch it too much, you know. But they've been almost there, almost there, almost there for a few years. So it's really great to see them get over the top. That is fantastic. Saturday night, Knicks the champ. It's all the way up. I hope the citizens behave themselves, tearing up stuff. You know, yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it. You know, in Chicago, you know, we got a lot of affection for New York. New York, you know how you have a competitor that you like? That's New York and Chicago. New York is a competitor that we like. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. But New York is a city that in Chicago, we really love New York. I can't speak for everybody, but I know New York is like my favorite city as far as just liking a city, period, without even having to know everything about it. You know, yeah, they call Chicago the second city, but New York's got a huge population. So, you know, they got like 8.5 million people. Chicago's got 2.8 million. So compare 2.8 million to eight, 8.5 million people. I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't pay a lot of attention to sports anymore, but I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to damper the Knicks win. I'm gonna refrain from my personal thoughts on sports and let the New Yorks and the people of New York enjoy their victory. Yeah, I don't watch sports anymore. Yeah, I haven't really watched sports. Ooh, I just like boxing. I have to pick my matches. You know, I'm not just gonna watch all them boxing matches. You know, and all them different, whatever you call them. And it's like he's a champ over here and he's a champ there, and I don't know. But tonight, I'm looking back, I'm looking at the Trump administration. I'm talking to a lot of people, and I said I'd come over and see what's going on, what the people say in the comments. But people are really not, what word I want to use, comfortable with the United States right now. American citizens that I see, even the strong Republican Trump supporters, I don't really see them too much right now. It's like they're being kind of quiet. It looks like he's not giving them nothing to support. And I can't really tell what he's doing, or I would come and just give my overall opinion, but I can't put my finger on it if he's doing certain things for the long haul. But I do see what I don't like is his family's winning regardless, and I don't really like that. His personal finances and his family's personal finances is the only thing I see that's absolutely positive is the amount of money he's making. I don't like him making business money as a president, using the presidency for financial gain. Yeah, I don't. It's amazing what you can do. You know, it's amazing. Seems like it was a grift. I'm watching to see. I will probably talk about what's going on in Iran. I do need to talk about what's really. I do need to put y'all on up on what's really going on in Iran. I will say, for you all watching today, I'll give you a peek on what I'm going to say. The situation in Iran, it ran perfectly the way he wanted it to run. The problem is the situation in Venezuela didn't pan out. So those moves in Iran seem to drive his business towards Venezuela. But now experts are saying Venezuela never had the capability to supply the oil the way America wanted it. So I suspect that the play in Iran was intentionally to drive traffic to Venezuela. It was never designed to really just conquer Iran. It was designed to get the new business up and running. Because the invasion of Venezuela and then going to Iran was just kind of, I don't know, kind of close together, you know, a little, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But to me, I don't know. But to me, you invade Venezuela, and a few days later, you're blocking the Straits of Hormuz. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know, but I'll talk about it. You know, uh, to the young black men that be watching me, all of y'all mostly younger than me. When you're criticizing governments, right? Young brothers, listen to me. When you get on social media and you're criticizing governments, try to make sure you investigate how gangster what you criticize it is. Is it just a basic political situation, or are you getting involved in gangster activities? Because criticizing gangsters, it might not work out so good for you. And letting everybody else know, guess what, y'all, I know this, but then not being here to let nobody else know nothing else, probably ain't that smart. So I try not to encourage my audience to jump off certain cliffs. I try to talk in a way where my audience won't target themselves. Okay? Because certain words in this algorithm goes in the target list. I'm just telling you. This is regular. This is the target list. I kind of got, you know, I kind of got close to the target list, you know, but I didn't cross over to actually become the target. But I definitely kind of stepped a little bit. Because the real conversations, even the audience is not going to really know what you're saying, but the government is, you know. So I'll say some stuff that, you know, my audience really don't know the depth of what I'm saying. So, you know, if you're a content creator, you're out there, you got social media, you got to be careful because you might say something that the audience kind of get what you're saying, but the Secret Service and CIA and then FBI know exactly what you're saying. And that's on you if you want to roll those dice. So I'm looking at the situation with Trump and I'm wondering, okay, has he proven that he's going to do a better job than Harris? Now the problem with Harris is we don't know what she would have did about immigration, but the problem with Trump is I don't really know what he's doing about immigration. I think he's trying, but he got a lot of people in buildings. But you got to be able to get them out those buildings. You can't just stack them up in buildings. Like you got to be able to uh, move them somewhere. I'm like, well, what is he saving immigrants for? Have y'all asked that question? Like, why has he got buildings full of immigrants? What is he housing? I mean, why don't he just get rid of them, send them wherever he's going to send them? Why is he saving them? What is he saving them for? And what y'all think? So tonight's I have different type of conversations. I have conversations where I want to come, I want to drop what I believe, what I think, and that's it. I ain't trying to listen to nobody. This conversation, I'm trying to see what everybody else trying to say. I'm not trying to really drop no particular concept tonight because honestly, I really don't know. So this is one of the few conversations, and I do have them sometimes where I really don't know what's going on, and I'll go live just because I don't know what's going on because I really don't know if Trump was a better pick than Harris. I don't know. I can't say he is, but I can't say he isn't because I don't really know what she would have did. If I knew exactly what she would have did in there, then I would maybe be able. And in the Democratic Party, I feel sorry for the Democratic Party because Biden was old and didn't know what he was doing. And so, with Biden being old and not what he's doing, there was a whole bunch of slackness as president, and then that was slackness as the Democrats. So now all the other Democrats are tainted under Biden. Am I right about that? Like when they say, am I right about that? When they say everything the Democrats did under Biden, I don't think that's fair because Biden was asleep, right? So Biden didn't do nothing really. So if I'm a Democrat, now I got the stigma of the Biden administration. But is it fair to take the Biden administration and put that on all the Democrats? I don't think so. But in some ways, the Democrat they should have made him sit down. That's that's why they got to hold that L. Because I don't know why they left him in there that long, right? I think what was going on while she was vice president is a reflection of what she would have done. She was second in command. Liz, that's a good point. Let me tell y'all something. There ain't no second in command. I'm glad you said that. Let me tell you. Listen, there is no second. The vice president is not the second in command. I'm glad you said that. If you go back and you look at all the vice presidents, they always been the vice presidents are not in no type of command. They have no type of power policy wise or anything. Second in command is the House and the Senate. The vice president is only a backup if the president passes away or gets on the lot. That's it. So I'm glad you said that to give me a chance to teach younger people. The vice president is not like you got a 5-star general for. No, the vice president has absolutely no power. Think about it. What can the vice president do? Nothing. Everything, nothing goes from the look. Let's look at it. If I'm the president, whatever I want to do, if the vice president is second in command, it's going to go through the vice president, right? No. Everything I want to do go through the Congress and the Senate. And the only power the vice president got is on Congress. I think the vice president is on Congress, right? Think about it. Go back, all the vice presidents. Vice presidents have like no, and that's why it's so hard when they run for office. And I'm glad you said that because I got proof. Oh, I'm really glad you said that. Because today, or yes, recently, J.D. Vance sidestepped Trump. Y'all seen that? J.D. Vance went against Trump. You know why? Exactly because what you said, because he don't want nobody to think that he represent Trump, because he don't. J.D. Vance don't represent Donald Trump. He's got no power. Right, right. The vice president is only there in case the president passed away or in case of war. The vice president is there in case of war and the president get unalive and then you move up. That's pretty, or the president gets sick, something. That's it. They're just a replacement if something happened to the president. They don't do no policy. Okay. I'll tell you a better way. The vice president has to take orders. They they take orders from the president. They can't push no policy. They're automatically attached to whatever the president policy is. And this is why XYZ. Just look back. These people, they decide they're going to run for president, right? And then if somebody run for president, what do? They pick me to be their vice president. They pick me. In other words, Pharaoh is going to do what I tell him to do. Pharaoh is me number two. I'm not my own person. I'm the president. I cannot really go against the president, and it wouldn't matter because the Senate and the Congress runs all of that. The vice president is basically powerless. Their job is to go around, make speeches. Um, they're number one as far as military go. They're designed for enemy to have to strike two people. America's set up where they got a chain of command, so you can't wipe out leadership. If you notice, they keep the president and the vice president separate. They don't keep them close by. If you attack the president, the vice president won't be there. They all have their own planes in case of emergency, so they can still run the country. You very seldom see the vice president and president together because the vice president is like a, what's that thing when your electricity go off and it turn it back on? That's the vice president. What is a breaker? What is that thing that kicks in? Like, oh, they have these generators, and when the lights go out, you know how the generator come on. Now that generator ain't worth nothing, right? In these stores, they got these backup generators. That's the vice president. It's a perfect, hey, XYZ. The vice president's a backup generator. And it's just sitting there, it ain't even on, right? When the generator go, hey, I'm telling you, I've seen them all. Next, think back. Y'all can go search right now. Think back, go search all the presidents and the vice presidents. Uh, who was Barack's vice president? I don't even know. Uh, it was Biden. Now, if you lose, then he could come out, and that's another point. Biden was only vice president because they said Barack Obama was too young, so he picked a senior Democrat to make it look like there's experience in the office, which was so messed up because Trump walks right in there, a European man, no experience. I remember when young Barack ran from Senate, he don't got no experience. Now he had been a U.S. senator, an Illinois senator, a U.S. senator. He don't got no experience. He don't got no experience. Trump comes off a TV show. I mean, the racism in this country sometimes and the double standard is sickening. They just all of a sudden you don't need no experience. You could come right off the Apprentice TV show, which they said was a fake show. The people that ran the show hate him, and they said it was all fraudulent. That he wasn't even that good of a businessman. That his office was dirty. That his carpet was dirty, and that his office was so dirty and raggedy they had to build him a TV office. They wanted to shoot it in his real office, but it was too dingy and dusty. They said the shag carpet was filthy. Look it up. So the vice, so now she's got to deal with the backlash of Biden that she got really nothing to do with. Nothing at all. That's crazy, ain't it? Yeah, because they be saying the Democrats. So if I run with a Democrat, XYZ, they call me the Democrats. It's like, no, I'm federal. It's like, no, you're the Democrats. It's like, what the hell is the Democrats? And so pretty much the government has not taught Americans anything about the government, to be honest with you. Like, I think you might still have to take that. What's the test you have to take in high school to pass? You might still got to take that. But Americans don't really know nothing about the government. It's crazy. And so I'm glad you said that because J.D. Vance is trying to wiggle from under Trump right now. He's like, listen, don't y'all be saying I'm no second in command to do that. That's him. You know what I'm saying? J.D. Vance, it's crazy you said that because I just watched J.D. Vance like late last night, about 2, 3 this morning. And they say J.D. Vance turned on Trump. And he did, but he did it smooth. You can't tell unless you listen to him close. He pretty much said, listen, Americans, I'm not that fool. Do I think the government is too big? Great question. Do I think the government is too big? I think I don't think the government is too big. I think the problem is when politicians make a lot of money and they got to make decisions and they got to make decisions and certain decisions could make them more money. I think it's a conflict of interest because the government deals with American business. And so now that allows politicians to get payoffs to go help this company, that industry, that industry, and stuff like that. That's pretty much the problem with the government. It needs financial oversight. Your finances. You can't just be grabbing bags as a politician because you're selling out for your own. Yeah, lobbyists. Yeah, you selling out. You know what I'm saying? I think I think the problem is really not the government. I think it's the general public. I think the general public is robots. I think the general public is just straight robots. Because every time an election comes, the general public will get on here and go back and forth with each other, but you never see them go back and forth with no government officials. They only they'll troll me over my choice of a candidate, but they won't troll no candidates. They won't say nothing to the candidates. So they got it where the public attack the public and never say nothing to the politicians, which is the dumbest thing in the world. If I want to vote for A and you want to vote for B, why would I attack you instead of attacking B? Why would I criticize you? Why would I not stand on B? Make that make some sense. And A. So let's say I want A to be president. You want B to be president. The whole election, I'm trashing you because you want B to be president. Then I'm standing on you because you want B and I want A. Then A wins. I don't stand on A. This is what the Trump supporters just did. The Trump supporters trolled the whole time Harris was running. And now the Trump supporters ain't saying nothing to Trump. Nothing. They not getting nothing from him. They not asking for nothing. They just went away. Am I lying? Where's the Trump supporters? They gone. They gone. There is none. And they're going broke. So now they're on social media crying, I voted for you, I voted for you. It's the dumbest thing ever. The last time I decided I would campaign for Harris, it was the most embarrassing thing for a country I ever seen in my life. People was basically saying there should be a dictatorship. Americans, black people, black men was attacking me for my freedom of choice. I'm saying, do they understand what they doing? But you claiming that this election and that you're dealing with America, you don't even know what America stands for. You're not supposed to criticize me for my choice of candidate. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That's crazy. That's communist Marxism. Like, people was basically telling me that I didn't have a right to like who I like. And I was just doing it first because I wanted to see a female in there for a role model, but I just was doing it just for a social experiment. I said, let me see what it's like to campaign. I'm glad I did it because I learned. But I had people personal over my choice, right? Now, imagine you're on the internet personal over my choice. And imagine if I see you on the streets and I'm personal over what you're talking about. What if I took that person? Do y'all think it's cool for me to get at you on some street stuff? What's the difference? What's the difference? So if I don't like who you support, or I don't like you not liking who I support, so what I'm supposed to do when I see you? That's where we going? Because people was talking greasy, and I'm like, bruh, I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grandfather. I'm Pick Harris. That's it. You're supposed to pick who you pick. You're not supposed to tell me who to pick. So now when you're trying to tell me who to pick, how you proving to me you know anything about government? You're a dummy. You don't know nothing about government or voting. You're anti-American. Basically. If you criticize somebody for who they want to vote for, you're anti-American. You're the opposite of voting. You don't even represent voting. Voting, what is voting, fool? Voting is you pick who you pick who that you pick. Now you come and tell somebody, you shouldn't pick them, you should pick what I like. But that's not voting. What is that? How am I gonna tell you who to vote for? You could suggest who you like. You could suggest to me, I like Trump. You should vote for Trump. But if I like Harris, you can't tell me I shouldn't like Harris. I don't know you. You don't pay no bills over here. And I'm not going to listen to you. So now you get belligerent. So now I'm like, okay, why don't we meet up? Let me, because you're not standing on that where you're getting all disrespectful like that. Are you going too far? And you're a fraud because you don't really care about that like that. And now look at all them people that's doing all that hyperventilating during the election. Look at them now. Quiet, soft. They was phony. They wasn't even standing on it. Where they all went? All them people that wait till election time and start all that trolling and arguing, where are they at? Where? Where are they at when it's really time to make the politician do what they told you to do? You can't just be hyped to get them in there and then go to sleep and let them run over you. And this is what happens. You hype to get them in there. Then you go to sleep. And then they get in there and they can do whatever they want to do because you don't care. All you want to do is argue between each other. Yeah, and telling somebody who to vote for is communism. That's not democracy. So imagine have a democratic election and you telling people who to vote for. That's not what the hell is that? That's not democratic. That's not democratic. How is that democratic? So you're doing something don't even represent what America is. So let's look at the situation. I'm saying who should have won, right? All right, look. 59% of Americans say Trump is using his office for personal gain. Donald Trump remains deeply unpopular with less than 40% of the Americans approving of how he's handling his job as president. And that number is growing as his supporters ain't seeing no cake, ain't seeing no bread on the table. Because you could talk, but where you know what I'm saying? And so now the supporters, they ain't seeing nothing. They're like, okay. Now, they kind of patient. But let something don't come by January 1st and watch what happens. Because without the Republicans doing all type of illegal communist stuff, redistricting and all type of illegal activities just because they're in office, they would get blowed out at the midterms. They're probably still going to get blowed out. I seen today they taking Trump name down off everything. You know why? Because you can't just show. You got to show and prove. But at the end of the day, when you don't prove, and they don't see no food on the table, and they paying $5 a gallon of gas, and their gas getting cut, and their groceries going up, and all their bills going up. I seen one state where they bills went up, like I think their electric bill be like $200, and now it jumped to $650. Y'all seen that? I should have down. Y'all seen that? People's electric bills is going crazy. One lady, hers went up to $800 a month. Hold on. Y'all ain't seen that? Y'all seen that? And they saying it's because of data centers. Man, listen. Look at this. They talking about the cost across the United States have surged to roughly 30 to 40% in recent years. They lying. It's more than that. Man, they robbing the hell out of us. Hey, Aunt, they straight robbing us. They straight robbing us. Look, residential electricity costs across the United States have surged by roughly 30 to 40%. Man, 50% is like if your electric bill 200, that's 300. Bruh, bruh. But then you sit up there and he making all kind of $1 billion deals for his sons and stuff, man. Hey, man. Man, you can't make this up, man. And so 59% of Americans say Trump is using his office for personal gain. Donald Trump remains deeply unpopular, with less than 40% of Americans approving of how he's handling his job as president. Now, let me tell y'all, young people, something. Y'all listen to me. It is June. It ain't even June 15th. If your approval rating ain't no good in June, and you don't get your approval rating up before the end of July, I seen him. He said he loved inflation. And in 2016, he said he loved the poorly educated. Listen, I'm telling you straight up. If you have this situation right here, your first year in office, and when we get to the end, when we get to the middle of August, I'm going to show y'all some psychiatry. There's some psychology to this, right? So what's going to happen is America's going to kind of try to blow it off because it's summertime. So they're going to go out and they're going to try to have a good time, right? So Americans, it's June, July. Americans go. So you got June and July. I'm show y'all some psychology. So Americans ain't going to be focused. You know what focus is, America? Back to school and fall. So now when August get here, and Americans got to get ready to get the babies back in school and go to college, and summer vacation is over, and they can't hide behind playing and having fun, and they focus. And when I say focus, if you had kids, do you remember when your baby was real little and sometime it would be trying to focus? The baby be doing that? Yeah. So look, if he don't get this economy up when the summer fun is over and the fall is coming and it's back to the grind, and people got to, people's electric bills gonna go up for the winter and the harvest time. If the harvest time don't work out for these farmers, and if these jobs don't increase, it's gonna be all hell gonna break loose. Straight up. And if this stuff they cutting these cars with, cutting this gas with, putting in these cars, if these people's cars start breaking down, and they ain't got enough money to get a new car, they're gonna turn on him. If you've seen them taking his name off that building, you could see they turning. If you could see the J.D. Vance turned on him, go look it up. J.D. Vance is turning on him. You know why? J.D. Vance don't need him no more. Look, young people, I'm showing you politics. J.D. Vance finna run for president. He don't have. He can go. He gonna go against Trump straight out. Guess what? Trump can't do nothing about it. It's too late. It's too late. What you gonna do about it? J.D. Vance is looking out for his own best interest, and in order for him to be president, he got to let Americans know, I don't like Trump. He ain't no good. Because guess what? Vance can't replace the vice president. See, he said that's happening in Houston right now as far as cars cutting off due to gas cover. I'm telling you, Alden, JD Vance finna do him dirty, ain't he? Because he say, I can't win with this dude. Because look, JD Vance see that Trump don't care. Trump like, F y'all, I'm finna rob every day and give it to my family. I can't run no more anyway. I'm 80 years old. I got to get what I can get. You know what I'm saying? So Trump don't care. What can he lose? Nothing. His sons is working for the government, doing all kind of dirty stuff. They taking all type of gifts for favors, all kind of boats and planes and money, just straight up robbing. He's basically using the office for his own personal gain. You know what? That's a good point. He said they trying to get us in them electrical cars. And hold on, it's worse than that, bro. They ain't trying to get us in no electrical cars. Electrical cars is for the elite. Ain't y'all ever thought they trying to get us in electrical cars, right? But electrical cars gonna be expensive, but they trying to pay us less. So what's really going on? Man, let me tell you something. They trying to get you in no car. Look, y'all. Look. They trying to get you out of any car. Look, I'm glad you said that. They ain't trying to get us in no electrical cars. Yeah, I'm telling you, they trying to get us in 15-minute cities where you don't need no car. You ride your bike or you walk. And if you want to take your car and visit somebody, you got to get a pass. I think they talking about 3 passes for the husband and the wife. I think 3 for the wife or 3 for the husband or 2 for the. And then if you want after that, if you use them and you want to go somewhere, you got to go see some counsel. Look, they saying it ain't no such thing. They a damn lie. Are you allowed? Are you allowed to lead the 15-minute cities? Yes, absolutely. A 15-minute city is design concept for convenience, not a restriction. It simply means your daily essentials and reachable within 15 minutes walk or bike. Does not involve checkpoint surveillance. They a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Of course they ain't gonna tell you that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. There are 15-minute cities in Europe, right? Hold on. Yes. You do not need a travel pass to move between areas. Freedom movement remains entirely unrestricted. They lying. Look, look, boy. Hey, you know now. Listen, this is all allegedly because whatever they put in the algorithm, they teach it as facts. The pass rumor, the idea that you need a pass or permit to leave your local area or zone is entirely false. This misconception stems from unrelated local traffic reduction trials, such as Cameron Force Traffic Filter in Oxford, UK. These traffic filters limit certain private vehicles from cutting through specific streets during peak hours without the local permit. But they do not restrict anyone from traveling and they do not apply to pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit. Now, one thing I've noticed about Google and AI, when you ask them a question, the very interesting thing, when you ask a question on Google, if you reword it, it'll give you a different answer. I swear. You'll ask it something, it'll say no. You'll reword it in a total different way, and it'll say, yeah. Oh my soul. But of course, they're not going to tell you all that. Well, what's the purpose of a 15-minute city other than make your ass stay in the 15-minute city? What the purpose of it? They say it's for convenience. Man, listen. So look, public opinion polling indicates that a majority of Americans feel the country is doing worse since President Donald Trump took office. Approximately 60 to 63% of voters disapprove of his economic handling, pointing to rising inflation, climbing gas prices, and an increasingly strained job market. Now, I was pushing for Harris, but like I said, not for political reasons, for family reasons that kept flying over people's head because I was going to use it for my daughters. I use politicians for my children. So I already know a lot of times I can't get nothing out of politicians. So I try to get black politicians in there. In this case, I want to get a female in there because I wanted Hillary to win. I didn't care what she was going to do. I wanted to be able to show the girls in the family, the women in the family, see, You could run for office. I'll be using that stuff for my own personal gain. I've said that many times, and it went right over people's heads. But I did that with Barack Obama when my children and stepchildren was really little, and I used him as a role model, him and his family, and it worked exceedingly well. I had his picture in all their rooms, and that picture of success created some role model that they could look at other than a basketball player or somebody doing sports or dancing or singing. But that type of mentality I be on sometimes, I be understanding it be way up here. That was over people's head. Because when you start getting into imagery and psychological, that's over people's head. So some brother that's just hell bent on hating on Barack, when I talk about the imagery, that's over his head. He a little boy, like he don't. I'm talking over his head. He's stuck in a political little box like that. Like he can't understand the concept that there is other things that you could use successful people for personal reason, for motivational reason for your direct children and grandchildren. I I be trying to drop super bombs, but sometimes all that meat, artificial flavor, artificial color, preservatives, all that, I know you can't get it. Your whole pineal gland is calcified, so your brain can't communicate from one side to another. So when they feed you this food and calcify your pineal gland, that stops the communication between your man side and your God side, your woman side and your goddess side. You can't communicate. That's I'm moving all that to from Kemet to Chicago. So I'm gonna kick off from Kemet to Chicago. Soon as fall comes, I'm gonna kick off my other channel. I'm taking all that information over there. I'm splitting all my information up because it's too much for one channel. And I have to use each channel to push each type of concept. I'm moving all my plant based stuff to vegan intel. If you want to really be up on what they're doing to the food, exercise for your health, and what's really the most important, go subscribe to Vegan Intel. If you want to really know about the extraterrestrial and cosmic concepts of what these people do, you're going to have to follow from Kemet to Chicago. I'm going to break down the cosmic philosophy on what they be doing, right? But I didn't really know what was going on with Trump, so I decided to look it up and make a presentation to y'all because I haven't clearly come up with a final analysis of him because I'm kind of looking to make sure, okay, is he going to make a lot of personal money but help everybody else make a bag too? So that judgment is still out. I'm trying to see if we gonna get a bag too. So I don't. So this conversation, I can't just say what I think he's doing. I'm not sure if what he's doing is beneficial or not. I'm not really sure. What I am sure of, it haven't been beneficial to this point. It's been detrimental to this point. So he might. I'm just looking at him like he got some kind of maybe master plan I haven't seen. So I'm just asking the people, should he have won? Or should we have put her in there? Because if things get really bad, it's going to be clear we made the wrong choice. The cost of living and economy. A majority of Americans feel that the cost of living and inflation are worsening household budgets. See, when people say, "Oh, Trump this and that," I'm just showing you the facts. No matter what you say, he the president, right? Trump's the president. For all y'all like Trump, he's the president, right? Okay, under his presidency, this is what's going on under his presidency. Now, if that's your man, are you cool with these results? It's for you to decide. Cost of living and economy. A majority of Americans feel that the cost of living and inflation are worsening household budgets. Factors like new trade tariffs, right? And the ongoing conflict in Iran have squeezed consumer purchasing power, driving gas prices up and leading two-thirds of the consumers to cut back on spending. Employment, job creation has slowed, with the labor market experiencing noticeable weakness and the national unemployment rate is creeping up. Unemployment is going up. Personal well being. Recent polls show that over half of Americans feel policies have had a negative personal impact. This is what I looked up what everybody else is saying. I didn't want to come over here with what I think. What happened with the Venezuelan gas? The Venezuelan gas was never possible to switch over like that. Experts were saying something. The Venezuelan gas, all gas ain't the same gas. And the processing plants and stuff in Venezuela, even though they got a lot of oil and gas, it ain't the right type. It's not readily available to just go in your car. I got to look into it more deeply because it's a bunch of like chemical type conversation. But from what I gather from reading, they kind of saying they not saying it's low quality. They saying it's got to be processed different. Like all the gas they be getting don't be the same gas. Like look at like lava. If you look at a volcano, some lava be thick, some lava run a little bit, and some lava be run like water. So what kind of gas is it? But from what I'm understanding, it's got to be processed, and the process slows up how fast you could get it out the ground and use it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I got to reword this. See? Told you. Hey, you got to ask AI the question in a crazy way. So I asked them, why is gas from Venezuela petroleum? It was supposed to say harder to make useful. I was supposed to say harder, but they answered Venezuelan petroleum actually is exceptionally difficult and expensive to process as into useful fuel, largely because it is primarily extra heavy crude oil with the consistency of cold peanut butter. I knew it. Remember, I said the lava, some lava is real thick and some's runny. So this is some thick, making it unusable. requires massive energy, specialized infrastructure, and billions in capital investments. So you got to make a whole investment. You got to make a whole investment just to look. The oil contains high levels of heavy metal. Oh, this ain't nothing. Hell, hell, no. Hey, over here, we all be learning at the same time. Am I lying? That's one thing over here. Man, we all be finding out. Y'all be finding out when I be finding out. That's why this the realest channel on YouTube. This ain't no big ass little you. Y'all seen it just like I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it so he went and took it real quick, but he don't got the infrastructure to process it. So when he sent them people say go to Venezuela, they're like, we don't want that. We don't want that. What we gonna do with that? So now he's having talks with Iran. I bet you is. Iran like, yeah, that's garbage. We got the good oil. What you want to do? That's good. Get that money, bro. I mean, Trump not a too big crook. I ain't gonna say all that, but I'm gonna say that uh, the way these governments is ran, you know, uh, I put it like this, Rick TV. When you see Trump in the Oval Office sometime and you see all them men standing around him, who is they? You understand? In this world, I don't want to say nothing crazy and put myself in the line of fire. I'm just gonna tell you, when you see him talk and you see all them dudes standing behind him looking like this, who is they? You know what I'm saying? Who is they? When you hear politicians talking about campaign money, who is the campaign money people? Because one thing about them ain't no advisors. Those are not advisors. Those ain't advisors. That's why every time you look, it's a different group. Every time you look, it ain't the same men. And so ask yourself why there's different men around him when he's having different conversations, right? Because this conversation concerns this group, this conversation concerns them. And you see how they be looking at him when he's saying all the way. Y'all don't be seeing that? Who is them? They'll put the governmental ones up there, but who is the rest of them? Who is them? Who is them? Who is that? Hey, hey, look. On my soul, hold on. Hold on. I don't even got it. Hold on. I thought I was showing it to y'all. Watch this. Hold on. Hey, Who is the one in the gray suit? Hold on my soul. You got to look at their faces, right? Hold on my soul. Look at this, y'all. Listen, you got to look at their faces, how they looking at him, right? Y'all ever seen bosses before? All right, look. Look at the dude standing right behind his chair with the gray suit on, and look how he looking at him. And then look at the dude to his right, your right, with the light blue tie on. Look how they looking at him. Listen, look how the dude with the gray suit is looking at him. He looking down like this. Yeah, sign that, boy. You know what I'm saying? Look at the other one with the blue jacket with the light tie standing to your right. The next one, a little bit behind the dude in the gray suit. Look at their posture. That's they bill. Not Stephen Miller is the one with the red tie. I'm talking about the one right behind him with the light blue tie. Who the hell is he? And who's the dude in the gray? Goshen. Who's the dude in the gray right behind him? Right behind his chair. Who is that? Somebody know who that is? Somebody know who this dude is? With the gray suit on? Look how he looking. The two on both sides of them with the red looking ties, they the flunkies. The boss is the one in the middle, right behind the chair. Hey, Goshen, the posture, the two in the red ties, they like Trump associates. The one in the gray suit, he ain't he, he ain't looking up to Trump. He looking at him like, yeah, sign that, boy. No, he not wearing red or blue. He like, sign up, boy. Sign that, boy. Yeah, sign. Them other ones helped them with the bill and stuff. They there. They there. Them other ones is there to let the bosses with the money, know. And look, I could show you again and again. Watch how the picture keep changing. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna prove it. Watch. Watch. Every time, right? Why is some different people staring at him? Every time. Every time. Why is it different people? Because it's different money. Look, it's different money. And the ones close to him ain't never nobody. Them the workers. It's always the second row, right? The second row. The second row is always the ones right there in the first row around him. That's for the photo op to make it look like the government. The second row in this picture, look at the dude behind him to your right with the black tie on. Look how he looking. Look all the way to the back on the left, the dude back there. Look to the right and look at the dude, how he looking that you can only see his head in the corner. Hold on, I'm gonna show you another one. Every time you could tell who there for something. You can always tell who there for something. Every time. And you could should be look I be looking at their expressions, boy. Like this dude right here on his right with the gray hair. There go the dude in the middle with the gray suit again. I think this the same picture maybe. But look at the dude right between the dude and the woman, right to the left of the woman. Look how he looking. Boy, dude don't look like he never smiled. And it look like he eat rocks, like he chew rocks. Look, these the people. Look. Hold on, I'm going to show you again. Look. Who the hell is these people, man? Look. Look. Look at the people behind them. Now, on this picture, look at the short one with the bald head. Boy, you ever work for him? What kind of boss he be if you work for him? He's smiling now. But you ever work for the one like the shortest one with the bald head? You ever been working? See, I came in the game working at corporate, working for the federal government. The one with the bald head, you ever had? You ever work for somebody like that? Boy, let me tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you game. They don't tell you that. I always look at the crowd. And I always look at the ones that ain't smiling. The ones that's looking at them like, boy, you better sign this, boy. They be like, boy, you better sign this. You better sign this. Because they ain't there if it don't benefit them. Now, every now and then they'll trick you and it'll be for some kind of, medical something or something like that to trick you. But when it be the big business deals, it don't be no joke. Look, this the spending bill for the government shutdown. That's to do with the gray suit. Man, see him and the one on the right with the gray hair. See them dudes right there. He better do what they tell him. On my soul, he better do what they tell him. They bringing in a lot of money. You got to be doing something to be invited to that. You just don't get invited to that. Some of them to do with the gray suit on. He's so hardcore, he can't even smile. And the one next to the woman with the gray hair, look how he looking like a Frankenstein, boy. Boy, that man, a duty man, that man, you play with that man. Play with him. Play with him. So, it's a lot to this. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, he's 80 years old. He don't know what the hell he's signing. They just sitting in front of him. Y'all believe he know what he's signing? All he know is he got the bag, sign it. You know what I'm saying? His son, his daughters, his son's supposed to know. They, okay, yeah, daddy, this good. Y'all know Trump just signed. All he know is he got paid. Sign. Sign it. You know what I'm saying? So the public don't like him, man. I'm telling you, man, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you straight up. If I ran for president right now and won, it's limited what I could do. I would not be able to tell you that. I'll be telling y'all I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. But the fact is when I get in there, it's limited what I could do. And if I do try to go too far, I get Abraham Lincoln or John F. Kennedy or Ronald Reagan. What Ronald Reagan tried to do? What really happened? You understand? Because those same people is responsible for your security details, right? So imagine you in there and the big money guys is there and your security, they don't really work for you. Like who they work for. If this what Kennedy didn't understand, if I get elected and I come there and you security and you already Secret Service, do you work for me? No, you don't work for me. You're gonna be here when I leave. You work for the United States government. You do not work for the president. You know what I'm saying? And so public opinion has gone down. Approximately 60 to 63% of voters disapprove of his economical handling, pointed to rising inflation, climbing gas prices, and an increasingly strained job market. Now, when you go and you look up if the economy is doing good, they're going to be talking double talk. But I didn't want to confuse y'all, so I didn't post it because the economy is doing great for them people standing behind him and they people, but the rest of us is not. So they able to give a fake report because the economy is doing excellent for the people robbing you for milk, robbing you for groceries, robbing you for rent, robbing you for transportation, gas, and that. They'll say the economy is extremely great. See what I'm saying? So you can't really get a fair report. Cost of living and economy. A majority of Americans feel that the cost of living and inflation are worsening household budgets. Factors like new trade tariffs and the ongoing conflict in Iran have squeezed consumer purchasing power, driving gas prices up and leading two-thirds of the consumers to cut back on spending. Employment, job creation has slowed, with the labor market experiencing noticeable weakness and the national unemployment rate creeping up. Personal well being. Recent polls show that over half of Americans feel his policies have had a negative personal impact. See, when everybody showed Rick Ross flying commercial, see, that really wasn't funny like they think. That really wasn't funny like they think. Because if you got money now, you're losing double money now. I'm the realest alive. You know what I'm saying? Support the channel, super chat, cash app, Venmo, PayPal. Let me tell you something. If you get money, if you ain't even getting no money now, if you getting money, you ain't even getting money like that now. You know why? You know how much of your money got to go to your grown children and your family members right now? You know how much people we got to help now? Y'all paying attention? I don't know if it's happening. Y'all ain't paying attention to how much money you helping people. Like I got 6 children, and when my children's birthday come, they don't get no gifts. They get money. You know why they don't get no gifts? Because they need money. They don't want no gift. They don't want no gift. Only if they doing real well and the family kind of baby rich or rich, yeah. But the regular ones like us, your sons and daughters and grandchildren, they don't want. Your wife don't want no. She don't want. She want money. Go to your wife with $1,000 worth of clothes and $1,000 cash. You ask her which one she want. I bet she take the cash. I bet she take the cash. She ain't taking them clothes. Not over the cash. That's how tight it's getting. It used to be if you're making some good money, you could trip out a little bit, it go down, and then you just work and it go right back up. Now it go down, it go up, but it go up way slower. And what happens when your money go up slow, that allows something else to happen. See, if you can get your money to go up fast, or something happens, you boom, then up, then boom, then up. But with an economy that's real expensive, your money ain't going up as fast as it was going up. So now when something happens, you here, then you struggle to go there, then you here. So now if you ain't sitting still and you out here lollygagging and playing and talking about you gotta live your best life, your ass gonna be broke. You're gonna be broke. It's all funny till it ain't funny. You are going to be broke. You're gonna wish that money that you play with, you're gonna wish you had that money. And then when you messed up, where's all that you gotta live your good life at? Then is it worth it? That good life you had when you was 20, is it worth being broke at 30 and 40 and 50? Because that's what you said. You said you gotta live your best life. Man, your best life could make you end up living your worst life. Who told you that's your life? That's not your life. That's just a little part. That's just a little part. So that live your best life stuff, that's why so many seniors can't retire. Living their damn best life. Now they living a nightmare. And why they don't never say, I'm struggling now. I'm a poor senior, my medicine. Why they don't never say, well, I lived my best life, so it's cool. I ain't never seen nobody say it's cool. I ain't never seen nobody that lived their best life that end up struggling ever refer to the best life part. All of a sudden, that don't matter no more. On my soul. So a majority of Americans feel that the cost of living and inflation are worsening household budgets. Factors like new trade tariffs and the ongoing conflict in Iran have squeezed consumer purchasing power, driving gas prices up and leading two-thirds of consumers to cut back on spending, man. Oh my soul. Employment, job creation has slowed, with the labor market experiencing noticeable weakness and the national unemployment rate creeping up. Personal well being. Recent polls show that over half of Americans feel his policies have had a negative personal impact. You say, I don't even see posting pictures, not restaurants no more. Hey, man, bro, you don't see black folks posting pictures of plates and go on vacation no more, bruh, because what happened is, what's happening, Eric, is this. That's a great statement. What happens is this, Eric. You get money. You go on vacations and stuff like that. Then you see the economy drying up. Now you still get money. You still can go on vacations, but you don't want to because even though you still get money at that present time, the fear of it getting cut off sets in. So what happens when you get money, Eric? When you get money, part of getting money is almost taken for granted that you're gonna constantly get money. So you kind of living based off what you're doing at that time. Now, when something shows you that that might not be like that, and then you start to think, and you start to think long term, because you was just thinking month to month or year to year, and now when the system make you think long term, you like, hold on, I don't got enough money to live no year or no 2 years. I'm gonna have to slow down. This what happened to a lot of dudes in the streets. They be in the street, they got 30 grand, they got 50 grand, they got 150,000, they got 250,000. It's 1996, but 250,000 ain't nothing. What's that gonna do between 1996 and 2006? So now 2006 come, they selling their property, they sold a lot of their cars, they sold a lot of their jewelry. The business they was in ain't popping like that no more because business is fickle. So a business is popping a day, that don't mean nothing. So if you ain't thinking long term, you're gonna be broke. This what happened to the athletes, the rappers, all of them. Ain't no way Rick Ross ain't gonna go broke. Rick Ross gonna go broke. Ain't no way he gonna maintain. He got that big ass stupid house. Ain't nobody even in it. And nobody want to buy it. He not gonna get his money back. He not gonna get his money back. 50 barely couldn't sell Mike Tyson's house. Mike Tyson couldn't sold it. He got 50 to be a sucking by. Michael Jordan lost millions on his mansion. Michael Jordan mansion didn't sell for nothing compared to what it was estimated. Floyd Mayweather broke. Mike Tyson broke. All these big people broke. Broke. So what happens is you have 900 cars, right? I got 900 cars, very expensive cars. I tell you, I never go broke. I can sell my cars. Young people, listen to me. The reason I can sell my cars because everything going good. So people gonna buy my cars. Y'all listen. Am I lying? If everything going good, I got a mansion. I could sell. I got jewelry. I could sell. I got cars. I could sell them worth a lot of money. Right? Right? But when the money dries up, is anybody gonna buy the car? No. Is anybody gonna buy your jewelry? No. It's like you hustling in the hood. A bad drought hit. A bunch of people get popped, and then things don't get right for months. Everybody sell their jewelry. It's gone. Liquidation sale. Cars, it's gone. Look, I've been saying this for a long time. One of the best businesses we could have came up with was liquidation for criminals. Because when you were in that county jail, I was in the Cook County jail for 3 months. And what is dudes always saying to me? Farrell, you know somebody want a rollie? I got a rollie, bro. I paid 125,000 for it. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get 50. I'm trying to get 40. Farrell, you know somebody want a Benz? It's worth 30. I'm trying to get rid of, I take 8. I take 8. Because he need bond money. To hell with that Benz. I said, if you had some kind of way, that's why they don't have no communications with what's going on. Because if you could buy stuff for dudes got to make bond, and if you had a company to sell stuff to make bond, you would have all type of stuff. But if the economy flop and you buy it, you ain't gonna be able to sell it either. You ain't gonna be able to sell it because the economy freezes up. It's a wrap. And so if you're out here get money and you really get money, you got to keep your tentacles up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell my children that. I'm trying to tell my exes that. Because if you're a real G, you always taking care of your exes because the kids, that's the kids' mama. You ain't gonna let the kids' mama be hungry or be homeless. You ain't gonna let her be homeless. And you ain't even see her. You don't even like her. You can't stand her because y'all broke up. But still, you can't let your son, mama, you know what I'm saying, if you can help her. But it get to the point where if she don't stand on her business, you ain't gonna be able to help her. How? You ain't gonna be able to give people your backup money. I'm telling y'all some real stuff. It's getting so bad that your little stash money, your family dipping in it, especially ones that's sloppy, they dipping into your money, lowering your savings, putting you in a spot where things that go bad for you too quick. All this under the Trump administration. Most Americans believe the impact of President Donald Trump's policy has made the country worse, not better, and they are growing more concerned every day because he didn't bring no money. Yeah, you just sitting on a bunch of junk. Eric know what I'm talking about. You just sitting on some bunch of junk. I got friends flat broke. They got a whole bunch of gators and stuff. My boy got a whole listen. I got a friend. We was getting money together. He had a whole minks, gators, all this stuff upstairs in his upstairs. You know, went broke. The house started messing up. The roof started messing up. Started leaking. All the minks got wet. All of the pele wet. All of the silk suits wet. All of the clothes and stuff molded. House turned to a haunted ghost house. He was not then now he in the house, rats running around, house raggedy. He don't got no money to fix nothing. And this man had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of expensive jewelry, clothes, and stuff. Nobody wanted that junk. Nobody want that mink coat, bro. Nobody won't buy them silk suits. Nobody want none of them designer clothes, bro. It's worthless. Nobody want it. It ain't worth nothing. Why? Because that's last year Pele. That Pele that you buy right now in 2026 is trash in 2027. You got to get the new Pele. And the only people clocking in is the people selling you the stuff. You lose and you lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. Yeah, it's like yeah, he broke. He messed all that money up, and he was selfish too. It was all me, 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 me. He wasn't nobody help the guys get nothing. No, he was all me, 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 and hoarding up all that stuff. All that stuff was just rotted, broke. dirty, all that. Totally mismanaged his money. Make clothes, one of the best designers ever. Seriously. He the one put all these designers, Kanye and all them, they got it from dude. The African brothers that over there work for Gucci and all them, they learned from him. They used to sew his stuff. Virgil, Virgil used to sew bro stuff. But he was too busy chasing women, doing goofy shit, buying a bunch of stuff. He would never work on his clothing or nothing. And he mismanaged money. Wanted somebody to see how he was dressed all the time. What happens when the economy drops, all that stuff is trash. Well, now it's worse than that because not only is it going to be trash, but it ain't going to be no cash. So now all that money you got in, you got to turn it in. A lot of people don't know that that money you got, you probably got less than 2 years. You got to turn that money in. And if you turn in the money and you can't prove where you got it from, you going to jail for tax evasion. So all that money you didn't hustle that you got saved, they're gonna make you flip it over to digital currency. And when you turn that money in and make it digital, the IRS gonna want to know where you get this money from. So there's gonna be millions and millions and billions of dollars that people are not gonna be able to turn in because they ain't gonna be able to prove where they got it from. It's just gonna be paper. Remember, I said this when y'all get to the future, right? You'll see. And you thinking I could turn it in. Not if you've been filing your taxes. If you've been filing your taxes every year and you told them you got this much money and you want to tell dude, I'll turn in so much money for you. In a digital society, if you turn in $500,000 for me, you got it. How you gonna prove where you got it from, and how you gonna send me my cut when it's digital and they gonna see, look, 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 he sent Pharaoh. Look what he sent Pharaoh. Yeah, I realized where we headed. So I tell you, turn this money in for me. You turn it in. They like, okay. They finna lock you up. Then they look at your account. They see you trying. You turn in the 500,000. They put it on your account. I made a deal. You turn in 500,000 and send me 400,000. You can keep 100,000. You turn in the 500,000. You send me 400,000. Then they kick your dough down and they kick my dough down and they sit us down. They show us a transaction. Now you charge that 500,000. Now we don't see where you made no 500,000. Okay, you sent Pharaoh the 500,000. You sent him. You sent Pharaoh 300,000, 400,000. So this is who you turned the money for. You turned the money in for Pharaoh. Now, Carl, because I gave Carl the 500,000 because I didn't turn in too much money. Turn this in for me. I let you keep 100,000. So Carl turned it in. Carl turned the 500. Then he wired me the 4,000, the 400,000. They take us both down. They take Carl. Now you finna do 25 years, but we know you did this for Pharaoh because he the one got the 400,000. Now, what we could do, Carl, is you testify on Pharaoh. Say he gave you the money. You was trying to help him out. You turned it in. We got it right here. We got the wire traps. We got the money food, right? And we'll give you 10. We'll let you out in like 6. Or you and Pharaoh finna do the 30 piece or the 50 piece or whatever they want to charge you because they going digital. It's going to be worse than you could ever imagine. So most Americans believe the impact of President Donald Trump policy has made the country worse, not better, and they are growing more concerned every day. Majority of Americans oppose the military conflict with Iran, with polling showing that 53 to 60% of the public disapproves of U.S. military strikes and desires a quick end to the war. Opposition is particularly high regarding a ground war, as about 74% of voters reject sending U.S. ground troops to Iran. Yeah, they own that. They've been on that, Eric, for a long time. They've been trying to figure out what to do about the illegal money. The illegal money. So slowly they're getting rid of the illegal transfers. Slowly, slowly. So they can watch every transfer now. They can see everything you spent, and then they can say, and then they can see everything you made, and they can say, Pharaoh, we see you made this much here, but we see you digitally spending this much. What's going on? I keep telling people when I went to see 50 Cent, it was the whole cast of society. You buy your ticket, Ticketmaster, that's on your phone, it's digital. Parking was digital. Want to buy souvenirs, digital. There was no cash involved at all. From buying the ticket to going to the show, from buying everything was digital fingerprint. And now they can see every quarter you spend. So if you're doing anything illegal, you're going to prison. Yeah, you bust moves off the radar, but the money got to go right back on the radar. You see what I'm saying? The money got to go right back on the radar. How you gonna explain it? Where you got this money from? I know friends that got like low income housing and stuff, and they signed purple. They got kicked out the home because they was high income. They lied on their low income application, and when other people find out they had money, that deal is up, and they charged them all the back money that they should have paid regularly. They're like, since you really had money and we gave you this much interest rate and we cut it like this, you owe us all that because you lied. This is don't you read? Because go read the bottom of them paperwork. It'd be like we locking you up in so many words. It's in fancy words. And you sign yes and you sign your name, but like people don't read what that be saying. It'd be like Pharaoh, if you lying, we slam a bam in your ass. That's what it say at fine print. You better read it. Look how many people. Yeah, you gotta. They taking it. They taking it. See, when it's digital money, Rich, that's a good question. When it's digital money, you don't gotta pay them. They just take it. Hey, Rich, this what's gonna happen. You're gonna be driving down the street, right? The light turns yellow, and you go through it, and the thing flash, and they give you a camera, red light camera ticket. Soon as the thing flick, clock, clock, your phone gonna go, duh. It's gonna say $75 was taken out your account. hmm soon as I'm driving, I'm in a school zone. 25 miles an hour, I'm doing 35. It go clicker, clicker, my phone gonna go, duh. Ain't no more sending you no ticket. Pharaoh, please pay your ticket. Uh-uh. Ain't no more of that. That's over with. That's over with. They're already working on it. I've been trying to warn brothers and sisters. They're already working on it. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that's gone. So what? They've been processing since, what is this, 2026? They start processing everything in 2025. They started to switch over. Ain't gonna be no banks for what? Ain't gonna be no cash. And hey, Eric, they ugly with it. You know what they named it? Boy, do you know what they named the new currency system you finna use is gonna take over PayPal and all that and Cash App? Boy, they named it Fed Now. Like when I pay a bill, y'all, like a phone bill or something, it'll be like, okay, we received your payment. Give it 3 days to process, right? They taking it right then. Ain't no 3 days to process it. Ain't no off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing. Fed now, everything gonna be instant. Everything gonna be instant. Everything gonna be fed now. It's gonna be instant. Soon as I told it, man, it went over everybody's head. Soon as they decided to go fed now, they sent everybody with a Cash App tax. They start sending us tax. So you're gonna have to pay tax for your Cash App, your Venmo, your PayPal. They start sending us tax forms. That's gonna be out. It's gonna be fed now. 24/7 around the clock, instant payment. And all them other cash things is gone. They're gonna be gone. It's over with. And they've been working on this all last year and this year. And look what they named it. Cause you play, you going to the feds win. Hey Eric, hey Eric, if you play with them, when you going to the feds? Hey, they ugly, ain't they, bro? Hey, bro, they ugly with it. If I play with them, when I'm going to the feds? Now, right? Boy, I'm telling you, boy, they ugly with it. Yeah, he got, but I think that was some LGBTQ type stuff though. That didn't have none. That didn't have none. Yeah, bro, they named the Fed now. The Feds now. No. You can't pay us later. Guess when you got to pay them? Now. You buy groceries, you paying now. Everything you buy, you paying now. And then if you don't got the money, when you walk in the store gonna say you can't come in here. You can't come in here. You don't got enough money. The store gonna scan you and say you can't come in here, bro. You only got $3.89, and there's nothing in here you could buy for that. This gonna be your checkout. Yeah, yep. And that's what the vice president J.D. Vance is tripping because he see Israel is trying to be running all that. So this with the war that we gonna be in the middle of America trying to break away from the world bankers. So we're gonna be right in the middle of the war of the caste of society. That's a whole nother video. I should do that. But then again, I be getting in trouble, so I might not do those no more. I had to cut some of my videos down. I was telling my audience too much, and they demonetized me on YouTube for like a year. They just demonetized me. They would not tell me why. So I kept calling the bosses at YouTube. Like, why y'all demonetizing? What video is it? I could have just took the video down. Why y'all taking my money? Just let me take the video down or tell me the video, right? So finally, I got one of the bosses, and he said, "Hi, Pharaoh," which was interesting because the way he said, "Hey, Pharaoh," he knew who I was. So he said, "Hey, Pharaoh." So I'm saying, "Hey, man, why y'all just don't tell me the videos that I did that got me demonetized? I could take them down and you could monetize me." And he said, "Pharaoh, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not no particular video." I said, "Huh?" He said, "It's not no video. It's you." That's what he told me. We both started laughing. He said, "It's not no video. It's not a particular video." He said, "It's you." What the hell that mean? See what I'm saying? So I had to think about what I was talking about. So I went and downloaded. I took a lot of videos. I downloaded. I'm gonna put them on Patreon because I thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 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 saying stuff against the beast. Like I can't say this stuff. Like the people that run YouTube, they in on I can't say this stuff. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't say this stuff. What I'm talking about, YouTube is part of it. These are trillionaires and stuff that run this. Cause they was basically like the vibe was like the vibe is like that, like this. The only reason you can see that because Z-Line is plugged in, but all that's finna change. But the vibe is like this. YouTube, Eric, don't get to make those decisions. See? So yeah, but here go the thing. You ain't making no money on Twitter, so they don't care. The number one paying platform is YouTube by far. X ain't paying nothing, right? So they don't care. We talk about money and YouTube paying money, right? All right. Where's the YouTube money coming from? It's coming from the sponsors. Okay? I'm giving y'all a game. Listen, the money over here, we don't make money from YouTube. YouTube makes money from running commercials from corporations when our videos come on. And then YouTube pays us a portion of the money that the companies is paying them. So every time you see commercials over here, that's who's paying YouTube. Then YouTube is breaking me off a little bit of that money. So if you piss off them corporations, you messing with YouTube money. YouTube is innocent. YouTube is cool, but YouTube is doing business with the big corporation. You understand? And they the ones that YouTube, you can't step on they, you gotta go within the guidelines. You can't hurt YouTube money. I was hurting YouTube money because I'm saying stuff that the big companies is in on. So like, would you please shut Pharaoh the hell up? Just ban him for a year. You know what I'm saying? They banned me for a whole year. I ain't make a dime. You know what I'm saying? And anybody over here talking crazy, they're gonna be gone next year. Yeah, they're gonna be gone. You want to get over here and talk crazy about people that's LGBTQ when the boss that run this, that send a lot of money, that pay YouTube's bills, that run these big companies LGBTQ? Duh. Hello. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what people's sexual preference is. You don't know what the big money mans is doing. All of these companies is owned by companies. You understand? All these companies is companies. Black people, listen to me. All these companies is companies, okay? Period. All these companies is companies. Period. That's just how it go. Period. All these companies is companies. So when you get out here talking crazy, you're gonna go out of business because it's all just one big conglomerate. That's what it is. They don't want to tell you that, but everybody owns somebody that owns somebody that owns somebody that owns somebody all the way up to the top. That's just a fact. Everybody, all the way up to the top. It's a big old conglomerate. And so when you go against the grain, you're hurting a lot of different people's money. You're hurting a lot of people's money because it's one big old conglomerate, basically. It's not what you think. Everybody's owned by somebody else, that's owned by somebody else, that's owned by somebody else, that's owned by somebody else. And that's basically how the whole situation works. There is no independent situation like that. It's all a conglomerate. Every company has a parent company. You know what I'm saying? Every company has a parent company, and it's one big conglomerate. And so when you when you step on that, you out of there because when you go in business, the first thing you're gonna find out is that business is business. So to get in business, you got to spend money with businesses. So I give you an example. I'm gonna come out with some cologne. To come out with the cologne, I need the little spray things. Okay, that's a company. I need bottles. That's a company. I need labels. That's a company. So my one cologne company is working with how many companies to put the product together? You understand? So when you're in business, you getting stuff from a lot of companies and you putting it together and making a company. Those companies are getting stuff from companies to make that stuff. You understand? So if you're dealing with four or five different companies, them four or five different companies, each one of them is dealing with four or five different companies. So yeah, I'm buying tops from you, but you buying plastic from him. You buying stuff from him, this and that to make the tops. So to make the tops, you shopping with about 4 companies. Every company I'm buying from is messing with 4 companies. So if I'm dealing with 5 companies, that's 20 companies. So that's why the price go up because everything you get from each company, you got to add that into the final product. So when I sell you something, you got to pay for the bottle, the top, and everything go into it. The oil for you got to pay for that. That's a whole conglomerate to put that product together. So it's a big old conglomerate. You feel me? It ain't it ain't what they telling you. It's a huge conglomerate. So you step on one toe, you step on 1,000 toes. See, look, you see all these companies combined. Hold on, I'm giving y'all some real information here. Hold on, you ain't gonna get this. Look, 10 companies control everything you buy. This is coming from Independent. Shout out to Independent. Look, look, Nestle, PepsiCo, General Mills, Kellogg, Associated British Food, Mondelez, Mars, uh, Danone, uh, Unity something, Coca Cola, Nestle, and another one. Look how many companies they own. On my soul, on my soul. Look how many companies they own. On everything. Only 10 companies control almost every large food and beverage brand in the world. On everything. 13.5 billion on everything. And now all these companies is buying stuff from companies to produce what they producing, correct? So all these companies have to buy the natural resources or whatever the packaging from other companies. You see? You know what I mean? So it's like when everything hits the fan, you know, and this is global. So when everything hits the fan, it's gonna go bad. Us as Black Americans, we ain't nowhere. Cause the Africans, look at Africa on this map. The Africans don't control none of that. Black people don't control nothing on this picture. You understand? Nothing. I'm telling you. And they get bigger than that. Yeah, they get bigger than that. And you could just keep going and it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Look how crazy it gets. These 12 companies own 550 consumer brands. And there's more companies that control more than that. And so when they go digital, it's a wrap. And if you want to run for office, where you gonna get the money from? Where you gonna get the money from? You know what I'm saying? Where you gonna get the money from? That's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So if you mess up the money and you don't play the game they want you to play, you gotta go. The battle with the Trump organization is the battle between American independence or laying down with the beast. And that's why J.D. Vance is talking against Trump, with little, he's sneaking doing it. But there's a group of Americans that want to break away from the beast. They don't want to be under the same thing Israel is under. So there's a war, quiet war right within this country of Americans that do not want to be a part of the globalists. And they thought Trump was on their side. And Trump got in there and was a globalist. They pissed. And Trump ran a game on them. I was telling everybody. Now JD ready to JD know what it is. JD not scared of Trump. JG know he keep his mouth closed until it get till midterms. After midterm, Trump's done. So midterms is coming up, and so JD's making his move because now Trump can't be president no more. So who gonna be the next president? So it's not just about MAGA and all that. I'm just showing y'all how politics work. Trump got 2 terms, and those 2 terms is really technically over after the midterms. Because after the midterms, everybody got to get ready for the full election, and it's every man for themselves. Trump ain't running no more. So JD, if he want to be president, he got to step on Trump because he can't be president unless he talk against everything Trump did wrong. Kamala couldn't do that because she made a mistake and let Joe Biden pimp her and let Joe Biden take up the whole election season and wait until he got on the thing and messed up and threw her out there at the last second. She should have declined to run. She shouldn't have ran. The only condition she should have ran is if he stepped down. She didn't play the gangster role. She should have been like, if you want me to run and save this party, step down for health reasons and make me the president. That's what her move should have been. If he wasn't willing to retire and make her the president, there's no way she should have got out there and tried to win the election after he wasted all that time for the election. Biden had wasted this how much time for the election, right? Biden do this much time and throw you out there and say this much time you got left run for president after he done messed up all of this and got into the debate and looked like he was asleep. You understand? Are y'all listening to what I'm telling you? Listen to what I'm telling you. Biden ran for office and ate up all the time. And only when he got embarrassed at the debate threw her out there when there was this much time left. That election was this much. Are y'all listening? Because people saying everything to distract y'all what I'm telling y'all. The election started. It was Trump versus Biden. Both sides had their man. Biden and Trump debated, and then Biden got out there and his dementia showed, and it was only this much time left. And she took over with this much time left and tried to be the president without telling him the only way I'll step in and help is if you sit down. She let him still be the president while she ran for the next president with not the same amount of time. Donald Trump had more time to run than she did. Donald Trump ran against Biden and her during the same election. Are y'all understanding? They had two Democrats for that election, but Biden had ate up most of the time. And she made a mistake. She had them. She had the Democratic Party. All she had to do was refuse to run for president. All she had to do. She should have said, no, I'm not jumping out there at the last minute. She went out there and ran and let him still be the damn president. She should have said, the only way I run is if he stepped down and I'm the president. She should have ran as the president. She shouldn't have ran as the vice president. She should have let him lose, let Trump win, and she should have been running now. She would have had more time to get herself together. She wouldn't have made all the mistakes. She would have made all them gapples. She would have been ready. She wasn't even ready. She just jumped out there at the last minute. This going to go over a lot of people's head because a lot of time I be talking, they be wanting to argue within the breakdown, so they never get the breakdown. That's one of the worst things you can do when somebody breaks something down and they say this and you jump on this part before you listen to the total breakdown. Now you don't know nothing because you get triggered off of half of the breakdown. When he got out there in the debate and absolutely couldn't talk no more and froze up and his dementia showed, she jumped out there with hardly no time left. Because she's supposed to get 3 debates, no less than 2. She only got 1. Biden got the other ones. And she didn't, ruined her whole political reputation. Because now she got a bad reputation. Because ain't nobody going to respect the fact that she shouldn't have jumped out there to help their ass in the first place. Yeah, she wasn't prepared. But she didn't play a card right. She could have played hardball and say, the only way I'm going to run is if you make me president. If you don't make me president, then y'all just going to lose. What the hell she had to lose? Biden could have run no more anyway. You weren't going to be vice president no more anyway. He can't run. She should have did just what J.D. Vance showing her how to do it. J.D. Vance is like, the hell with Trump. He done. I don't get to be the vice president no more. Man, it's wartime now. J.D. Vance said, J.D. Vance finna go to war with Trump because he got to get his own position. He's seen Harris made a mistake. Harris made the mistake. J.D. Vance like, man, listen, dude, it's over with. You can't run no more. I'm not finna let you block me. I don't agree with Trump. I don't agree with this and that. He got to make that clear. Because if he don't make that clear, when J.D. Vance run, as a Republican going to dog Trump, and they going to pick the one that dog Trump. If the Americans don't like Trump and a Republican run and point out everything Trump did wrong, he going to say, Trump and J.D. Vance did this. And so J.D. trying to run, but he going to have all Trump dirt on him. So the only way J.D. could win, he got to get that Trump dirt off, or he got to let America know right now, man, I ain't backing this fool. I don't agree with nothing he do. I'm just the vice president. If he don't do that, he done. He not going to win because Trump then ruined it for J.D. J.D. going gangster. I respect him. J.D. like, no. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find the article. I don't know if I can find the article, man. I had just seen the article too. Let me see. I said, damn. Here you go. This is one of them, but this is a story though. Yeah, he's smart. I gotta give it to JD. I like that. I gotta respect him. I gotta respect. He's smart. Look, JD Vance makes embarrassing confession about Trump's failed war boast. JD Vance suggests that the war in Iran might not end for months, even though Trump frequently suggests it will be over any day now. See what I'm saying? I'm giving y'all game. Why JD said, man, don't listen to this fool. This ain't finna end. Wah, wah, wah. You understand? He said, right now, I feel that we are in a position to get a deal that is good for the United States economically. Look, and that really does deal with the Iranian nuclear program, not just now, not just while Trump is president, but for the long term. Look, I think we're going to know a lot before the midterm elections. Look, I think that the deal could happen in the next week, but the deal could also happen months from now. he said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I hear Trump, yeah, it could happen in a couple of weeks, but it could happen, it might not happen forever. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to what dude talking about. I'm finna run for president. I never liked dude. I never liked dude. I never liked dude. I just did what I do to be vice president. Y'all know I ain't like him. Look at all the things I called him. I ranted against him. I told y'all he was trash. Y'all didn't listen. Why? He finna go off. I can't wait to watch JD. JD finna go off. Hey, like, dude can't fire me. He done. He can't run no more. He ain't nobody no more. It's over. Okay? Boom, I'm the vice president. Who don't got no control over me. I'm doing me. I don't agree with none of this here. You know what I'm saying? JD smart because he see what Harris did. Harris he said, no, I'm not taking on your dirt, bro. You know what I'm saying? JD, like, I'm not taking on your dirt. It's finna get real good. JD, like, I'm not Trump, okay? I didn't like none of that. So now what he laying the framework where when he run, he can go back and say, see, I said right here, he was tripping. That war wasn't gonna never end. And now I still gotta deal with it. He should have never did this and this and that and that. I tried to talk to the president. He wasn't listening. You know what I'm saying? If you want to learn politics, watch JD. I always, hey, listen. If you go watch Trump, I always was worried about JD. Go watch. Remember when the guy came over from the Ukraine? Remember, hold on, hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Remember this? Hold on. I'm showing y'all some real stuff, right? Hold on. Y'all remember this dynamic? So a lot of people miss that. Remember this dynamic where Trump was trying to play JD and have Elon Musk running too much stuff? Look at JD's posture. Look at JD's posture. All you gotta do is look. Hold on, hold on, hold on. And another thing, young people, learn how to read people, learn how to look at them and see what you really looking at. Look at JD's posture. He not happy. And look at Elon Musk's posture. Like, I'm running stuff over here, JD. You ain't nobody. Look at JD's posture. Look at the look on his face. And look at Elon Musk trying to look like I'm the lapdog for Trump. You ain't nobody. It's me and Trump. But Elon had too much posturing and he made Trump nervous. So Trump like this guy's too ambitious, and then him and Elon start beefing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Look, JD looking kind of down. He not even looking up. Elon looking at Trump like the hell with you, JD. And JD like, oh, okay, you playing. You're gonna stop playing with me. So any day now the gloves gonna come off. Remember I said at first we're gonna readdress it. You know what I said? Yeah, because he ain't got no choice. You got to be two faced. You got to. All of them two faced. When you running for office, you got to be two faced. Anyway, go should think about it. Think about it. I'm Republican. Me and you Republican, right? And we running for office. And then the Democrats are running. And me and you, we both running for the spot. So me and you got to trash each other, right? But then you win, right? So now you represent the Republicans. So I can't trash you no more because now it's outside versus them. So now you got to be everything in the world because you're Republican. And everything I said was a misunderstanding. I mean, think about it. Because it go from me and you running for the Republican spot to the Republican running against the Democrat for the spot. Now it benefits me for you to win because when you move up, I move up because we Republicans. If you lose, I move down. So everything I said about you was a total misunderstanding. You the best ever in the whole world. I mean, they got to do that. The whole way it's set up. They got to do that. Think about it. It ain't really phony. It's the politics. Like, you got to do that. Because look, all of them trash. Show me one that didn't trash the other one. Kamala trashed Biden, trashed all the Democrats. They trashed her. Biden trashed her and picked her. Uh, Obama was willing to trash Biden. But I don't think Biden ran against him. But he would have charged him. You know what I'm saying? Because we run against each other. It's like, oh, you know what it's like, Goshen? It's like the NBA. It's like the NBA. And I'm playing against you to win the East. But then when I win the East, we all against the West now. You ain't against me no more. You want me to win. It's kind of like that. And you got to do that. But if you look at him, you could tell he never liked Trump. One thing about him, JD was the worst faker. He was hey, gosh, one thing about JD, he was the worst faker. Okay, he wasn't a good faker because you could tell he never liked Trump, even when he was back saying he liked him. Y'all remember how weird JD was? Like in the history, I would go as far to say JD Vance was one of the top vice presidents that you could tell never liked the president. He never act like he liked dude, even when he complimented him. He never liked Trump, which is crazy. You could tell he never liked dude. You know what I'm saying? I used to look at JD, I'd be like, that man don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Go back and look at him. That man never like he did. He was a horrible actor. As a matter of fact, remember when Trump won and he made JD vice president? We didn't never see JD. JD stayed out the way. He stayed out the way because Elon was there, and he was pissed that Elon was there. He was pissed. Oh, remember the time? What's the dude that run the Ukraine? Remember when the dude from Ukraine came and he was sitting over here and JD was over there and Trump dissed the guy from the Ukraine and he walked out and JD was there? And remember how funky JD was because of Elon? And JD, how he was joking like, I'm the vice president. Y'all remember that? Zelensky. Remember when Trump dissed Zelensky and said, we ain't giving you nothing? And Trump was sitting here and JD was over here and Zelensky was over there. And y'all remember, I remember JD was tripping. JD was tripping because he didn't like Elon. He was like, he looking at Trump like, why you got this dude up here like, because Elon was a bootleg politician. He was nobody. He wasn't elected. Trump had broke a lot of rules. He had Elon going into all kind of federal stuff, but Elon wasn't elected to do nothing. Trump just picked dude to go in our and go get our data. Unbelievable. Trump committed all kind of treason. He definitely committed treason, giving Elon access to America's data. For sure, that's treason. That's treason. If I was in control, Trump would get the firing squad for that, or life in federal prison. That was treason right there. You can't just take nobody that's not a government official and give them access to government information. He ain't a government employee. The president just can't make you a government employee like that. He can't just say, okay, you're a government employee now. You just go do is make up a position. Man, Trump is a crook. He gave Elon a bogus position that didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? One thing is, if he do that within his own country will fall. So yeah, the white man could definitely destroy his own country. I agree with that. He could go against his own rule and destroy his own stuff. Because it's really not a white man thing if he disrespect another white man. But if you say so, you try and make it a race thing. But if that white dude disrespect a white dude, that ain't even a white conversation. To be honest with you, if you want to take this on a whole level, Trump disrespected Elon. I mean, bringing up Elon disrespecting JD ain't even a white issue. It ain't even about being a white man because they are white men. So JD's a white man, so what he could do? He the one got this. So that racial stuff you just said, let me get rid of that. You make my audience slow. I want my audience to be intelligent. That didn't make no sense. He said a white man could do that to another white man. You slow. And you probably a white man, and you don't even know nothing. Is you a white man? Because you the dullest bulb in the lab. What the hell? That got to do with being a white man when they are white men. You're like a white man could trash a white man. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? What the hell is he talking about? Crazy. Just wanted to throw that out there. And didn't know what the hell he talking about. Misused the conversation. See, Big Pharaoh shot. Well, I don't care if you black, white, or whatever. Big Pharaoh is really all that. I caught that quick. You trying to say some white stuff, all in white. Okay, I reject your deposit. Yeah, you a lame. You said some crazy stuff. Because I could have swore Zelensky white, Trump white, and Elon Musk is white. And I could have swore they all white. So what you mean a white man could disrespect a white man? Make it make some sense. I don't think this is a white conversation if they all white. But if you think so, what year did you go to school? You know the educational system been going down for a while. And it looked like you was part of it. It looked like you was a part of the miseducation of the American citizens. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that was a little weird. That was a little weird. He said a white man could do that when everybody was white. I'm confused. What? Unbelievable. What is it? What are you talking about? What? I didn't understand that one. If you're gonna push something like that, like make sure you know what you talk about. Just don't be, just don't be rattling off any old type of nonsense. Like say something makes some sense. Hey, I understand. I missed it. Anybody understand what he was trying to say? Cause I missed that whole point. I be trying to stay away from the racial stuff. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to stay away from that. You know? I ain't lying. I ain't lying because I feel like the racial thing in America. That's why it's going. That's why it's going to fall. it ain't gonna be able to maintain because you can't have people and take everybody's invention and then turn around and act like you superior when you just stole from everybody. And then now that people can't help you, so now you got to do it on your own, and you can't because you done went out there and try to make everybody think you did everything with all your inventions. You didn't even make none of that. So you're not even as great as you trying to portray. So now when you got to stand on your own, it's going to be revealed that you ain't even was the person that invented all this stuff. Because all of a sudden you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you can't do nothing now. Make that make some sense. Instead of humbling yourself and working with other people, that's gonna be your damn destruction, if you ask me. I don't see how that's gonna work. But good luck with that. But that was weird. I be trying to avoid the racial stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that was weird. I don't get that Elon dude. He not even a natural American. The thing is that when it comes to business and stuff like that, they don't care. Elon can buy America. You see all these data centers he putting up. You see the data centers he putting up near Memphis where black people getting sick. You got to understand that when you run from for election, and Elon put up most of the money for you, he owns you basically. So yeah, he not American, but he might as well be if he putting up money for American election. See, it's all kind of stuff going on. You understand? But that last comment was slow, like a turtle riding on the snail. I don't know what he was talking. He on the back of a snail. He a turtle. He trying to hurry up and get somewhere, saying some crazy comments. And he's slow and he riding a snail. It's like, bro, you ain't gonna never get there. You know what I'm saying? What the hell was that? What the hell is you talking about? What? What is you talk? What the hell is you talking about? I'm confused. Just saying any old thing. He says the white man something. I don't know what the hell he talking about. He's slow. I know that. But yeah, I get Elon Musk. When you run up for office, I put the money up. You gotta shut up and do what I do. And so you gotta understand. Starlink is global. So when you let Elon Musk put Starlink up, he a world ruler now. He rule you because Starlink go around the planet and you just in the country. So Elon Musk made a world dominating move by controlling the internet and stuff in space. So now he on some planetary boss. You under him because now he can turn off all your computers and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna never merge the U.S. military with the Israeli Defense Force because there's too many people in the United States that's in the military that got Nazi ideology and they hate Israel. It ain't gonna never happen. That's why J.D. Vance said what he said. Pete Hegseth, Pete Hegseth is a perfect example. He ain't working with no Israelis. Period. They're not doing Israel. They Aryans. But they're not doing that. They allies with Russia. The white man in this world is allies with Russia. Russia is who they allies with. On my soul. I'm just telling you. They allies with Russia. Russia is their fatherland on everything. That's why they'll never go to war with Russia. Hell no. Uh-uh. They'll never go to war with Russia. They'll never join with Israel. That's why Putin don't want to go. That's why you think Putin don't want to destroy. Putin don't want to destroy Zelensky now. Putin don't want to destroy the United States because Putin know this their fatherland. This the Caucasus Mountain. This where Caucasians come from. See it say Russia and see it say Caucasia and you see it say the Greater Caucasus. This is where they come from. This is their motherland, their fatherland of Europeans. They know that. Zelensky, all of them know that. But Zelensky, the beef between Zelensky and Russia is Russia trying to free the Russians down there that Zelensky and them been abusing because Zelensky is a Nazi and Russians don't like Nazis because Hitler invaded Russia. That's what that beef is about. Zelensky down there hurting them Russians in the Donbass region. But Putin is very well learned and he know this is white people's fatherland. This is their, if you're white, this is your sacred land. This is you. You're a Caucasian. They ain't they ain't merging with Israel. You know what I'm saying? Russia and Israel, because Israel trying to be something that they not. And the white people that came down, because Moses went and got some white people and taught them his ways, but he got them from Russia. When Moses took the black people to the promised land, he went and got the white people out the cold and brought them down from the Caucasus Mountain and taught them his ways that later they called that Judaism, but really it's not. is the laws of Moses, which was just the Ten Commandments, just basic humanity laws. Thou shalt not kill, don't take your neighbor's wife, don't steal, that basic stuff, right? And then they came down and they learned from Moses. So they was practicing the ways of Israel. And then they end up going down to be in Germany. And then when they got to Germany, some fakes start emulating the original whites that was really practicing straight from Moses, right? So then some other whites start emulating them. That's a long story, but that's the basics. I don't know. I ain't gonna really say all that because that type of stuff gets you banned on social media. See, you could your page GITGG, so you could say all that stuff, but my page is a real legitimate page, so I'll get banned. So a lot of y'all got them bootleg page with any of your names. Y'all be coming over here talking reckless, but then you get banned. You don't care. You just gonna go get another bootleg page. But I got a real page with graphics, and intro, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be talking crazy like that over here. Now go on your account and talk crazy from your account and stand on it. Go to your Instagram and say all that on your stuff. Don't say that over here and make my spot hot. It's like some spy shit coming over here making me hot. Then you ain't got nothing to lose. You just could be anybody just typing. We don't even know who you is. You ain't got no real name, no real face or nothing. You over here talk crazy. Listen, somebody like me don't even respect that when you hiding. Let me tell you something. If you hiding with a fake name, ain't got no real picture, your real identity, I don't respect you talking no type of radical stuff. To me, you're a coward. Let's just get that straight. Now, if you want to hide your identity and stuff, you come over here and just be mellow and stuff, but don't come over here hiding like a kitty cat trying to talk hardcore when you scary. You're not Big Pharaoh. This is my real face. My real name is Pharaoh. That's not your name. So you hiding. So even on some revolutionary type stuff, we don't honor you. You's a coward. You throwing rocks and hiding your hand. I don't respect you. So listen, if you want to use a bootleg name, fine, but don't come over here talking no hardcore anti-government stuff with a bootleg. It don't be scary. Plus, you could be a spy. You could be an agent of chaos. Listen, y'all. Listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. People like this, they'll come over. You don't know who it is. They'll talk against the government, but they might be the government. Don't you ever let nobody like that suck you into responding because they hiding and then you not hiding and you using your real face. You got your baby on your account. You go to them people account. It don't be nothing over there to identify them. Don't ever listen to nobody like that talking radical. Because if they was radical, they'll stand on side. Anytime they hiding, anything they say radical, they bootleg, they lying. They not radical, they scary. You can't see their face. You don't know who they are. Do not consider them radicals. Them is cowards. I don't want to hear no coward talking no hardcore stuff. I'ma just keep it real. To me, you's a coward. I'ma tell you straight up. Because you can come over here and talk crazy to me with my real face. I don't even know who you is. But when I see the real you, you ain't gonna say none of that. You ain't gonna stand on nothing when you ain't gonna even let us know that was you. When you meet people like that, they ain't gonna tell you I was GT bootleg GTTT. They ain't gonna even tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to hear that. Don't come over here making my account hot. I'm only gonna tell you once. I'm gonna have to get you out of here. I don't got no problem. It's a block party. Don't come over here scary, hiding, fake identity, talking crazy. And definitely don't talk crazy to me if you can't identify yourself. Show me your face. You see my face. So don't try act like you know man. You hiding your face to see man. How you the man? Use your little bitty little mouse. Stay in a little mouse place, okay? Now if you scared, go to church. Don't come over here talking big talk with a little profile. That's all. You gotta respect that. If you got a little scary profile with a fake bootleg name, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Say something positive. Y'all don't let nobody come doing no barking on your page, okay? That be COINTELPRO and government. You understand? They making you hot. That what happened to the Black Panthers. They let people get in the party barking. That wasn't none of that. You gotta watch that, especially on social media. Don't let nobody on social media that's unidentified get you to respond to some anti-government or some type of radical rhetoric, and when they hiding, telling you, y'all better listen. If they ain't proud enough to show their face, and then if they show their face, they talk crazy, let them deal with the repercussions. Don't jump in, because they still might be the damn police. There's certain things you're going to say over here that I'm going to get you out of here because I don't want to be responsible. And then a lot of times, I don't believe you. I've really been outside. I've been around a whole bunch of people on the streets barking, yeah, the white man, yeah. And whatever happened with all that? Nothing. They still gonna run over you. They still gonna have a cashless society. They still gonna go with their process, and you're gonna go along with it. And if you go outside, start throwing rocks and stuff like that, they gonna hit you with real weapons because you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, so you can't even rise up. Not really. When they be having these uprisings, you ever notice what happened? You burn down your own stuff. They retreat. They wait till you realize you burn your stuff down. Then they come back with the military and wipe you on out. I tell all you radicals, you want to, you know what I'm saying? That's what you do. If you're a radical and you're talking a bunch of radical stuff, right? This what you do. This what I advise you to do. I advise you, right? If you're talking radical, I advise you to go on YouTube, right? And go and Google search Gaza. Okay? Google search Gaza. Okay? That's what I advise you to do. Google search Gaza. That's all. If you selling wolf tickets against the beast, against the system. If you tripping against the system, you know what I'm saying? And you woo 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 woo, go search Gaza. And if you ain't ready for these results, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't ready for these results, then be quiet. I ain't trying to hear you get GG original. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because get GG to me mean get gone, goofy. And when get GG original over here stand for get gone, goofy, originally. You know what I'm saying? Your name is Get Gone Goofy. You know what I'm saying? Well, get GG, get gone, goofy. Stop talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? What part of I'm not listening to you is? I'm not considered nothing you say, bro. Your name GITGG original slash HIS. So you ain't even really got no decent, no business about yourself or nothing. What that represent? You just pulled the name out your butt and just put it over here, and I'm supposed to take you serious? Come on, bro. You don't even got decent social media reputation. Come on, bro. You don't even got your social media game together. I'm supposed to listen to you, and your name Get Gone. Your name Get Gone, guy. You know what I'm saying? GITGG. Get Gone, guy. Get out of here. You should have named yourself Get Out of Here. That was you should have named yourself. You should have named yourself Get the F Out of Here. That's your new name. Shut up talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not listening to nothing you say. I've been doing this for years. And I've seen many people like you, and you won't be around next year. And I'll be kicking new flavor in their ear. You won't be around next year. Like I've seen many, you won't even be here. You're not gonna be on social media that long. You are what they call a Johnny come lately. Stop talking to me. I already told you. I'm trying to be nice. I ain't blocked you yet, but I'm gonna have to block you. You know what I'm saying? You bad for my audience. You know what I'm saying? When you're over here, be respectful. Don't be trolling nobody account. You know what I'm saying? Be positive, be respectful. Don't be talking crazy. Don't be trying to start debates on somebody else's account. If you got knowledge, go on your own account. You ain't gonna never see me on nobody's account trying to debate them on their account. I let them, you know what I'm saying? That's disrespect. That's like coming to another person's house and don't wipe your feet. You know what I'm saying? They need some internet rule. You know what I'm saying? That was real hip hop. I mean, the thing about hip hop is it's all real. It's just a different real. You know? The thing, Daniel, with music, I always remember is music can't stay long. So the way music is made, Daniel, is it can't stay. It's got to change. It can't do that. So a lot of hip hop people they don't understand that hip hop is over with. That hip hop can't stay. You understand what I'm saying? No, no, that's over there where you at. So that hip hop can't stay. You know what I'm saying? It's out of here. Don't be like the people that was doing soul music that got mad at the new R&B, or the people that liked R&B. Remember, they hated rap. Just let's keep it real. The R&B people hated rap. So like you can't say you real hip hop and you was hated on by R&B, and now you turn around hating on the babies doing the same thing the R&B people did. So you ain't even true to the culture of hip hop because hip hop was hated on. So now I see a lot of hip hop people don't know hip hop history because now the hip hop people doing the same thing to the babies that the adults did to the babies when they was babies. Make some sense. How you standing on hip hop and you doing the same thing to the babies that the soul people did to you? I need to talk about that and get that. I need to talk about that because that's foul right there. At that point, you making hip hop washed. It's old. On top of that, They were stealing music. The new hip hop is way more original than that hip hop. They were stealing R&B music. They didn't even make no music. The hip hop they always praising, they was whack. Really, they didn't make no music. They was stealing everybody music. They was stealing music. They wasn't making their own beats and stuff. That song was stolen. I got the original beat. So hip hop ain't as great as they say it is. Hip hop ain't hip hop not as great as people say it is. Hip hop is stolen, jazz and R&B rapping on stolen music. Hip hop is some of the least creative music black people made. Ain't got no musical skills, can't play no instrument, can't do nothing. And you let other people play the instruments and everything. You just took their stuff and just was talking over. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't sing, couldn't do nothing. And you wasn't rapping about nothing. He wasn't rapping about that was trash. Here comes the new flavor. He wasn't saying nothing. But nowadays, when the kids ain't saying nothing, y'all complain. But Craig Mack wasn't saying shit worth nothing. That was a whole bunch of jibber jabber. To me, Craig Mack was jibber jabber. I just, wow, it was almost clowny, but that's it. It was almost Sambo, a lot of that stuff. I don't know. A lot of that stuff was bozo clown stuff. A lot of hip hop was fighting against conscious music. While the brothers making conscious music, brothers making clown music, and the clown music was hiding the conscious music. I need to do a whole lot of just really go ahead and be the bad guy and really break it down. Because a lot of hip hop fought against consciousness. I'm just saying. While some brothers trying to talk consciousness, others was constantly bozoing, like Craig Mack was a bozo. That was bozo rap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. To me, it was bozo rap. So that's real hip hop. And real hip hop sucks. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They was just Puffy was stealing people shit like he always do and putting them rappers on it. And then Puffy dogged Craig Mack out, dogged his wife out, dogged them out. They dogged bro out. You know what I'm saying? Man, Puff did Craig Mack bad. Craig was talented though, but the reason I'm talking like this because I was in the middle of the beef between the people that made these records. I'm one of the first people that knew all the songs, right? So because I was a DJ for so long, I had so much music, I'm one of the first people that knew where all the songs came from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of the first people that knew where all the songs came from. I'm one of the first people to say this should be on the beat. I remember my phone rang and dude was like, turn on BET. And which song was it? It was some song that I told him you could make a cold rap song out of this. I told him that like a year before they took it. I think it was Dr. Dre. Oh, it was. It was because it was dun 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 dun. That I wanna do something freaky to you. I had showed my boy that song a year earlier and said this would be a cold rap song. And one day he called me and he said, "Turn on." I said, "One, two, three, and to the four." I said, "Damn." He said, "Man, Furl, you been said that's a cold beat for a rap show." And like I said, Wilson Pickett was cold. Nobody never used it. The beginning of the Wilson Pickett song. Boom, 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 boom. Loop that bad boy. That engine number that. Loop that beginning. Don't 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 and then put your own beats and shit with it. Nas rule the world. Nas is all right. I don't be listening. I don't like old shit. I don't listen to old music. I only listen to new music. I'm listening to Key Glock. Go and get your money. Stop playing. I only listen to new music. I do not listen to old music. I never listen to old music. It goes against the old tradition. We came up in the game, and music is about buying a new record, 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 buying a new record. I don't drink, bro. I'm a plant-based vegan. I'm more healthy than everybody in your family. I don't drink. I'm drinking coffee, right? And then the whole thing is you ain't supposed to be watching. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be watching something else. Come back tomorrow. You're a little boy. You gotta grow up. You know, what I mean? I'll drink every now and then, but I don't drink like that. I only sound drunk on the internet. I don't sound drunk when he see me. When he see me, cop it, please. I agree. I'm definitely better than you. I agree with that. Like I said, see, you said what you said is I can't listen to new rap. I said I listen to new music. I listen to new music. All music got good songs, right? Okay, so you just lied. You see what I'm saying? You lied because what you did was you picked the worst songs and you called that new music. But Kendrick Lamar is new music. You understand? So you got to watch what you say because that was incorrect. Because I don't, because no records do we listen to all of them. So back with this music, we didn't listen to all of the records. So now with rap, why with rap do y'all take the songs y'all don't like and categorize the whole genre instead of just listening to the ones you like? So when you sound listening to new rap, you just lied. Because what you did was you stereotyped all rap based on the kind you don't like. But then you ain't been listening to new rap because there's all kinds of new rap. There's all kinds of new rap. So that was generalizing, which is very dangerous. It's all kind of new rap. It's some cold new rappers. So you just misspoke. I understand you misspoke. You say you don't listen to new rap. You say you like Kendrick. Bop. You know what I'm saying? You just lied. You do listen to new rap. You just listen to Kendrick's new rap. See, they when you say new rap, you talk about a specific type of rap, which that ain't the only new rap. It's all different types of new rap. Don't pick certain brothers and classify that for this genre. That's crazy. Because there's all different types of new rap. I mean, I don't know. But I know Key Glock fire. I know some of these new rappers, they fire. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Cause some of these dudes is fire though. Some of these Dirk was really good. NBA YoungBoy is really good. I don't know. I don't know, but they got talent. But it's the talent is based off of. It's like okay, let me give you an example. It's like I turn on the radio. It's classical. Now I don't listen to classical, but that don't mean it's not good. So what happens is you take a music that you don't care for, then you try to categorize it, which is foul. That's just not your type. That don't mean it's bad. So let's take drill rap. Every drill record ain't the same. Some drill records ain't no good, and some drill records dudes is really snapping, right? So you got dudes that could really rap drill, and you got dudes that ain't that good with drill. Now it might not be your type of music, right? But Lupe Fiasco is washed. That's old. I just told you I don't listen to old music, but I never really liked Lupe. I never liked Lupe. I liked Common, but I never liked Lupe. But some people do. That's my point. I can't say Lupe ain't no good. I can say he washed as far as I'm concerned. I don't like him, but he's obviously good because somebody else like him. I prefer other artists. Then I don't really like I don't like make believe rap. I don't like make believe. I typically I like relatable music. Like when I listen to music, if it's a love song, it got to be a relatable love song, right? So when these love songs relatable, it's really about singing to a woman, so I can relate to. When we grew up, and it's like the songs we listened to was all relatable songs, right? They always, you know what I'm saying, was relatable. He's singing to a woman about how much he loved her. Conscious rap don't a lot of times don't be relatable, and they be mixing up that esoterical stuff with like a poor righteous teacher. So what they do, they just lump all that together. But brothers really talking some positive conscious stuff. Ain't like nobody talking about a lufe to the buffet. See that? See what I'm saying? They not talking about nothing. Like Craig Mack. Craig Mack wasn't really talking about nothing, but it was fun. But he wasn't talking about shit. It wasn't, you know how they'll say the drill rap ain't teaching the kids nothing. What Craig Mack taught us? What your son can learn from Craig Mack? You know what I'm saying? Right, like Vaughn or 1700, he can really rap. Now he ain't necessarily rapping about nothing that you can relate to. But me, I like rap that's relatable. So let me break that down. You say, well, Pharaoh, how is how is drill rap relatable in your life? Drill rap is very important for me to listen to because if the shorties them out there spinning the block and I'm in Chicago in a car on blocks, I need to know. So for me, drill rap is awareness rap. Drill rap would be equal to me going to Africa and somebody tell me it's vultures over here, it's lions over there, it's hyenas over there. So I like to listen to the shorty tell me what the element and what the vibration is on the streets. I need to know. So I look at drill rap like the news. To me, it's like the news. I need to know if they're kicking doors in or whatever they doing. I need to know. So that's why, you know what I'm saying? I like drill rap. I listen to a different drill rap because, first off, I have a lot of brothers that tell me I shouldn't listen to drill rap, but then you get on the internet playing with me. Why I shouldn't listen to drill rap? What you think I want to do to you? So you contradicting yourself because on 1 minute you say I shouldn't listen to drill rap, but the next time you playing with me, you saying all kind of bogus shit on this internet. And why shouldn't I deal with you like the drill rap say? Because listen, I gotta deal with the drill rap energy. Period. Let me give you an example. You said, Pharaoh, you listen to drill rap. That's violent rap. Me and my woman in the car. Boom, we driving. We finna turn up in a parking lot to park to go in the grocery store. I see some dudes running out. Dude got a paper bag on his hand. But I'll be listening to drill rap. So what I'm gonna do? I see the whole move. Now you might think if you don't listen to drill rap, you ain't gonna be in that position. That you ain't gonna have to drill nobody. You might think that. But the way I think is if I'm outside, whatever y'all talking about, I need to know what y'all talking about. That's how I look at it. I need to know what these shorties are saying. Period. Because not listening is not going to take you out of the reality of what they saying. You just ignoring the reality. And then I like to have that type of energy because black men be playing too much. So I don't like, I don't, the black man not positive like that. I hate to break it to you. A lot of black men today is antagonists, they haters, they want to sleep with your wife, all that. So you want to hear positive music, but our community ain't positive. The black man not positive like that. The black man is a hater. You can't trust him. Facts. There's very few brothers you could trust. So you want to hear this positive music, but I don't see none of that in the streets. I don't see none of that in business. I can't do business with you. I can't do nothing with you. So how you negative, but you don't want to hear drill? But you negative, and you might have to get drilled. Yes, drill. Yes, I'm with that. So you can get on this internet talking crazy to me and whatever, but I'm with that. Period. Period. Big Pharaoh with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just tell you. I'm with the whole vibe because I gotta go outside and they be taking advantage of elders out here too. So when I go outside, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on that. I gotta be. I gotta have street awareness. Lupe ain't talking about shit. I can't survive listening to Lupe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to 600 Breezy too. We just got out. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Or I can't survive. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their way. You know what I'm saying? It just is. And plus, I'm in the music business. I'm finna go do an album now, though. Me and my boy, we finna go do an album. We did a bunch of songs, and we didn't put some of them out. We finna go put them back out. But and then I'm in the music business. And I like creativity. I want to see your beat. I want to see how you rap. Certain music I don't listen to. You know what I'm saying? Some music I don't listen to, but some music I do. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. I look at the art form and stuff like that. I haven't seen anybody make any positive music that is catchy or relatable. The people that want to make positive music, they don't make good music. That's why positive rap ain't going nowhere. Because the brothers and sisters that make positive rap, they not making no good. It's not good. It's not made well. It's not made well. The beats ain't no good. The delivery ain't no good. The principle behind it, they don't got no movement or nothing. I would have to get into the game and help them because positive music. Anyway, I ain't gonna talk about that. I'll do another live and I'll break that down. So I'm finna end this. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do a live about positive music. All right, we're gonna do that right now. So look, stay tuned. We're gonna keep it going and keep your eyes on politics to see what's going on. Okay, it don't get no realer than this.